is better for weight loss? Veganism or going carnivore? As you guys know, completely opposing diets that both claim to be the best and healthiest. In this video, we're gonna go deep into this and answer this question for you once and for all. Which is better, why or why not? Before we go there though, click the subscribe button below, because on this channel, you're gonna learn how to build a strong, healthy, high-performing physique as a successful entrepreneur without all the BS. So if that sounds good to you, click the subscribe button and let's go. What's up everyone? This is Coach Amir from 7figurebody.com, and in today's video, one of the kind of most interesting topics, which is the opposing diets, veganism versus carnivore, right? Veganism, and again, both of these will probably say, as all the zealot groups always do, this is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Dude, I get it. But in reality, vast majority, if not probably 99% of all the people going for this or that are trying to do that, or are doing that because they're trying to lose weight. Okay, so yes, veganism, I talked about this. We have a video specifically on veganism. A lot of people just love animals so much that they prefer not eating animal products because of that. And then the confirmation bias leads them to basically go and dig and try to find the reasons why this is actually healthier. Since I'm already doing that to save animals, let me try and find evidence that veganism is actually better and healthier for your longevity and for your health. It's better. And of course, what you find, what you look for, you will find, right? There is no evidence for that, by the way. And again, that's actually not a definite statement. Too much red meat, especially processed, is certainly not good for you. But anyways, so let's go into the topic. What are vegan diets, or even vegetarian diets are way better or less bad? But let's talk about veganism versus carnivore. First thing, how is it possible that each of these groups, because they are completely opposite, like literally completely opposite. Veganism, as you probably know, no animal products. So basically they're saying majority of your diet should be, plants and vegetables and fruit and maybe some nuts, but basically no animal products, no meats, no eggs, no fish or dairy. The other group is basically carnivore, that basically says eat only meat and only that all day long, steaks and eggs and cheese and butter all day long, no vegetables, no fruit. Now, absolutely horrible idea, both of these. I don't even know which is worse, but they're absolutely horrible for your health, each of them. Why? Veganism is well, it's actually not the only one. Both of these, if you do them as most people do them, again, qualifier here because this is the internet for the zealots out there. The way most people do carnivore is they just basically cut out all the fruit and veggies, and which is a horrible idea unless you have, let's say you are legit allergic to a vegetable. Okay, don't eat that vegetable. That doesn't mean you should not eat any of the other vegetables, which is, again, we have a video specifically on carnivore. We had a lot of hate comments like, what do you know? I had, immune disease and whatever else, and carnivore saved me. Awesome. If that's you and you really can't have any vegetables or any fruit, which I don't think there's a human being that actually is that, autoimmune disease is that level. But again, maybe they are. If there are, again, for them, they probably shouldn't eat that. Okay. But again, this would be 1 in 100 million people. Does that mean that all the rest of the 100 million people should not eat any vegetables or fruit because one person is like that? No, that one person shouldn't have it. Basically, what you're allergic to or what bothers you, don't eat that. Go figure, right? Too complicated for most of these zealots to understand. But anyways, how is it possible that all of these groups, or both of these groups, which are, again, diametrically opposing, claim that when you start doing that, whatever it is, either veganism or carnivore, you will lose weight, you will feel better, your health will improve. By the way, guess what? It is true. For vast majority of people, anything that they do, even if it's extremely dumb, like veganism or carnivore, is going to be better than the current, which is, remember guys, standard American diet, which is what a normal American eats. Abbreviation is SAD. Standard American diet is really sad because that truly is the best, probably most appropriate name to call it. It's truly sad. It is extremely hard to find, almost impossible to find, worst composition of macros than an average standard American diet. It is awful. It is basically too high in processed fats, too high in processed carbs, and too low in protein, and especially too low in high quality protein. absolutely horrible diet. Probably the worst you can have is standard diet. So anything you do that is different than that is going to be better. That's why all of these zealot groups can claim their diet is better for fat loss and health, because it is. It truly is, because our reference point is so horrible. Okay? Now, thinking about actually weight loss. Which of these is better for weight loss? The answer is whichever one allows you to create a bigger calorie deficit, because we know that the size of your deficit determines how much body fat you actually lose. How much weight will you lose is a direct and linear correlation or function of the size of the calorie deficit you're able to create. So if somebody starts eating a lot of vegetables in a vegan diet, vegetables are very satiating with minimal calories. Very good idea if you're trying to lose weight, and because you're going to be so satiated, you will not eat too much. And then because of that, you will actually be in a huge calorie deficit, lose weight. Carnivore. Remember this, up to 75% of an average American food intake is carbs. 75%. 3/4 of your food is carbs. On a carnivore diet, you cut that 3/4. So imagine you eat 3,000 calories, you now start eating, whatever 1/4 of that is, 800 calories or something, like 750. So imagine you go from 3,000 to 800 calories a day. Do you think you're going to lose weight? Of course, it's a huge, humongous calorie deficit. Now, one good thing about carnivore diet is it's going to get people, just like keto, that's one good thing about it, is it's completely unconsciously, they don't even know, they're going to start eating more protein on both of these diets. On vegan diet, people eat insufficient protein to begin with. When they go vegan, they actually eat even less protein because it's so hard to get it from plant sources, right? And again, plant sources are also less bioavailable, about 20% less. So if you're trying to get 100 grams of protein from plants, you actually have to eat 20% more. That does not happen. People start eating even less, which is absolutely a horrible idea. That's why it's probably way worse than carnivore. Both of these diets, in the way they are implemented by most people, will absolutely leave you deficient in minerals and vitamins. As such, they are each horrible diets. Now, of course, zealots of these, well, no, that's not true. Carnivore, you're supposed to eat, nose to tail, like the whole animal, the liver and heart and kidneys and everything else. In theory, yes. In practice, who's going to do that? Is an average person going to be like, yeah, give me some liver and I'm going to eat the eye and the kidney of the whatever animal? That's not going to happen. Most people on carnivore, just going to eat, steaks and eggs and butter and cheese, and that's it. Are they going to get all their nutrition from that? Absolutely not. They will be mineral and vitamin deficient. This will initially be good because they're losing weight and that improves their health. But is that long-term going to be good? Absolutely not. It's a horrible idea. So remember, guys, if you do any of these diets and you create the same deficit of calories, you will lose the same amount of weight, because we know that for weight loss, none of this really matters beyond how many calories you are in a deficit. That's how much weight you will lose. So whichever, and again, this is why fasting, for example, somebody says, hey, I started fasting and I lost 20 pounds. Awesome. What happened? You had 3 meals, now you have 1 meal. You cut your calories and lost weight. If that worked for you, awesome. Vast majority of people cannot just go from 3 meals to 1 meal because they're hungry. And then eventually they give in because why would I be hungry? And again, you shouldn't be, right? So the same thing with all the other diets. Any diet that allows you to sustainably create a calorie deficit once you get to whatever level of leanness you want, sustain and maintain that forever, that is the best diet. By the way, that is the diet that I create for my clients, FYI. It's a custom-made diet designed for you that allows you to eat anything you want in the times and basically at times you want and in frequency that you want. So the best thing to do is however many meals that you have per day right now, keep that meal frequency. It's much more likely to work than you trying to change that. So if you've been eating 3 meals for 30 years and now somebody says, well, you're fasting now, therefore you can have 1 meal, or you can't have breakfast and lunch like you used to, good luck. Can that work? Yeah, but most of the time it doesn't. In my diets, by the way, it works every time. Why? Because I customize it to actually fit the person so they actually enjoy it. They're never hungry, they can eat whatever you want, and you can eat at any time you want, as many times you want. Go figure. Right? That's why my success rate with clients is almost 100%. You know what's a success rate on weight loss on all of these diets combined? Almost 100% failure rate on these. Success rate is like less than 1%. Longer term, if you took 6 months and 12 months after somebody tried it, it's less than 1% of people who actually lose weight and keep it off on these mass diets. Why? because most people can't do whatever the stupid thing the diet tells you to do. So anyways, guys, remember, for actual weight loss, none of these diets, it doesn't actually matter. What matters is what diet allows you to create the bigger deficit and sustain it and maintain it forever. So for weight loss, it depends. I can't say veganism is better than carnivore because it depends for you. It's going to be different. If we said, let's take another 5 other different fad diets, let's take fasting and paleo and keto and whatever other diet and the DASH diet and the Mediterranean diet and all of these diets, whichever one works for you best to help you to create a bigger deficit, that's the one that's going to be better or best for you for weight loss. For health, it's the diet that does not leave you deficient, which means basically Mediterranean-ish like diet, kind of Mediterranean-like diet. That's probably the best diet, closest to the diet that we should have. Okay, so anyways, guys, I hope you find some value in it. I hope it clarified things of how and why weight loss works and why veganism, vegan proponents can be like, oh, this is the best diet ever, help me lose weight and improve my health. But how can an opposing diet, like literally everything opposite from that, a carnivore, claim the same thing? Well, now you know it's because, they lose weight by being in a deficit. Actually, losing weight is the healthiest thing we can do. That improves your health. And therefore, any diet that would actually work for you will improve your health. So we can claim that for any diet pretty much. So guys, hope you like this video. Please click the subscribe and share button below and like it if you like this video. And any comments and questions you have, please put them in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.